It is, but you always prepared. You stay ready. 'Cause I know you stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. And
Right.
today, y'all, I'm coming live. I'm from the Atlanta
Okay.
headquarters of NAACP. But you can go ahead because it's 6:30. We're ready to start. Thank y'all, everybody, for coming on. And as people join, and just
Okay. I think about 3 years ago, and Corey, you can correct me if I'm off a year or so. The City of South Fulton Council people decided very nicely that they needed to capture our history as a new city. And each commissioner from the 7 districts nominated a person to represent them on that commission. And I was nominated for District 5. And we meet, well, during the pandemic, we really just did a lot of Zoom. And I think we might be starting to meet in person maybe in November or December. I'm not real sure. But what we're doing is researching landmarks and significant properties and that have a historical nature. And if you know about antiques, legacies, landmarks, the number 50 is usually the classic criteria. So any landmarks that are 50 years old or older, then we want to have the community to come forth and give us, they might say, hey, look into the church that was started down in South Fulton, city of South Fulton, and let's do a research on that. So the general criteria is anything that's 50 years or older. And of course, we'll be adding to that as we go along, because something that's 49 years today, of course, next year it will be 50, and it will be eligible to be a part of our publication that we want to start putting out about the city of South Fulton. We've had, again, churches, the first post office, stores. We're looking at Old National as a business corridor, highlighting neighborhoods, highlighting anything that is 50 years older. So we had something on, I think each council person had put the application. If you can identify a landmark that you would like for us to consider, they had put the application on their individual websites, but I don't think we got a whole lot of feedback from that. So we're doing a combination of looking at it for ourselves as well as what the community tells us about. And that's pretty much it. Of course, we've had a history here, but we've always been something different. And again, with the city of South Fulton, we're making sure that our geographic boundaries, that we cover them. I know Corey had mentioned to me about a grave site near the Stonewall Tell that they buried prisoners. And I did hear about that. So we're trying to look into things like that, just different landmarks and of historical value. So we're encouraging people to follow through with that, because we're trying to get something published probably by next year, to at least start the publication and add to it as we go along, so that everybody will have your history is important.
Absolutely. So can I ask a question about, there is a grave site too that's on Old National behind like the old Allstate building, and have y'all looked into that? It's a whole graveyard.
It's a grave site where again?
It's off of Old National. It's like right by the old Allstate, like between like Skate Town and it's just behind like a little. It's a lot. Matter of fact,
like
by
Pleasant Hill Road?
Habitat, like it's about a Habitat Restore.
Yeah, ain't that Pleasant Hill Road? I think that's Pleasant Hill.
I go by, stop out there and get you some pictures and get the exact location.
Right.
But it's a whole graveyard back there.
Wow. Do you know if it was a family graveyard, a church, or?
I
No, I
want to.
guess that's
I
what
did.
we'll research and see.
Yes, ma'am. And
Uh-huh.
remember, I got somebody with an intern from Georgia State who can help along with that. And so I'll
Very good.
go ahead and ask them to send that on over through. So
Okay, okay. And I'd like to work with that person, in identifying different landmarks in the city of South Fulton.
absolutely. And
Mhm.
thank you again for your insight.
Okay, and I'm sorry, but I gotta go to another meeting.
Hey, that's okay. I get it. That's what you gave us, a full, thorough report, and we appreciate that. And thanks for all you do.
Okay, thank you all. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Today is Open Forum Monday. Talk about any and everything that you want to talk about. And so we had a good finale of events, the chili cook-off. And so a veteran won, Miss Joyce Armstrong, she won. Linda, she came in second and was the People's Choice Award. Mr. Reeves, Pastor Reeves, won third place, another veteran. He thinks that it was rigged, but hey, it's all good. And then Megan won first place. And so, but anyway, it was good. It was a good little event. And so hopefully next year as Parks and Recs take this over, it'll be bigger and better. And so, but we just keep moving and pressing on and go forward. And
That was a great event. That was a great event, Councilman Reed. Jane Williams here. That was a great event. My sister really enjoyed it. We had a great time. The chili was good. All of them. You can only have one winner, but they were all winners. So we had a great time. Thank you so much for all that you do for District 5. We appreciate that. We've had some great events. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Jane. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, it was good. And I actually was on the grill, and so that was my, I grilled the hot dogs, hamburgers. I am a grill master.
Yeah.
And so, and so, less the lighter fluid situation, we had lighter fluid gate, but hey, however, it's we got it started. And we started with a big poof of flame. So it was befitting. So
Yeah, it
but
was great.
all of our energy now is going to be put together and towards the Parks and Recs events, the Friday Night Live, and the collaboration with that. And so we're just going to make that and highlight that as that'll be our signature event. And of course, didn't participate in our reading. So we're going to do, as February and March is approaching. But I want all to attend and everything else. This granddaddy of signature city events is the Outlaw Classic on the 16th of December. And that is a Parks and Recs. And I hope that everybody is able to come out and get a chance to see our youth in action and just get a little update on what's going on at Burdette and what'll be happening in the future. So, and we have hired a new director. Hopefully he'll be on board by that time as well. So, but that's all. And so, but outside of that, did everybody have a good weekend? Oh, tomorrow the city is the holiday and we are off. And so, but that's because it's the election day. And so go vote. Go take somebody to vote. And if y'all already voted, good job. And so there's but tomorrow is the day, and the outcome is all over because at 7:01 p.m. it's time to count down. There's so many watch parties going around. I'm not going to make them all. I'm not even going to attempt to, but I do have a couple I have to stop by because it's a couple of people's actual birthday. So, and that's it. But District 7 will have a representative, and we will be a complete DS tomorrow.
Y'all off because it's an election day?
Election day holiday. Yes, ma'am. Election day holiday.
You gotta be kidding me. Why? I never heard of that before.
Well, that's something that's actually something Mayor Khalid put in as a council member. So, you know what I mean? And it was actually a good idea. It's like, let's make election day a holiday.
I agree with it.
And right. And so that gives our staff, because the really only people always observance is our staff, is that, because by law, they're required to give you at least 2 hours to go vote, by law. But they do that to make it a holiday. And so they can, people who, work in this city and city services are suspended for that day as We have two holidays actually, because it's this Tuesday and Friday being November 11th, which is Veterans Day. That's another holiday. So it's actually, we have a 3-day work week, just to be,
Who's that?
just to be, and so.
You gonna have metal on her.
Hold on. Is that Miss McKee? Who is that in the background?
That's my husband. He's a veteran. I'm gonna let him say hello.
I just see. No, is that you? Hey, how you doing, sir?
What's up, partner? Thank you for your service.
No, thank you for your service, sir. Like, you know what I mean? As I just grew up with a dad who was a veteran, and that stuff, and so it's half my family a veteran, so it's
cool.
So as I just fall in line.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry I missed the chili, y'all, but I got a chance to taste Joyce's chili. She brought me a bowl. I was a little bit busy this weekend.
She owed me a whole pot. So get it. I didn't
Oh,
taste it.
it was so good. It was so good. Yes, it was.
But Miss McKee, I'm glad you're on, because I need to update something that I do and I have championed. I need to know what is going to happen to the chaplaincy program under the city of South Wilkesboro.
Right. And that's what I was going to address.
Please update that with us, because that's important to me, because that chaplaincy program is one of a kind in this nation. And we're the first here, and I just want to know, because the founder just retired. So I want to know, go ahead, Ms. McKee, update us, please.
Okay, I did speak with, excuse me, you guys. I'm on a Zoom. I'm on a Zoom, please. I did speak with the city manager, and she will be getting a meeting with Chief Meadows in reference to continuity of the chaplaincy program. I did express to her that we cannot have the city without praying and continue on praying. Excuse me, our head chaplain, Henry, he did retire. So we've been carrying on doing prayer and going out over the city doing what we normally do. Because just because we don't have a head chaplaincy don't mean that we stop, because we made an oath to God and the city to continue on serving this city. And that's what we'll be continuing doing. As soon as the city manager give us directions, and the mayor and the council, we will let everyone know. But meanwhile, we're still going out praying. We're still going out to accidents. Lieutenant Harper is still calling us for different things in the city. So we still are active. I just want everyone to know that we are active, even though myself, I have some medical challenges, but other chaplains are still doing what we do. And I do get out time to time, and I'm pretty sure next council meeting, I'll be there to do the prayer. But I just want to let everyone know that we still have an active chaplaincy program. It has not ended because the head chaplain retired. There are 10 more chaplains left. I know everyone doesn't come out at all times, but just the other day, we went to the accident where the young lady was fatally injured. She had 4 children out near Fairburn. I think it was Fairburn. One of the chaplains did go out and pray and all this. So we're still doing work. And if anyone need me, I'll give you my direct number. I can't put it in the chat. My fingernails are being doing. But my number is 678-933-8022. Again, that's 678-933-8022. And what I do when I get a call, I call all the other chaplains and let them know the status of all the events that's going on in the city. And we're trying to attend different things. Like this Wednesday, I will be at the Art Center for the aging, the elder abuse. And we're trying to get around in the city. So if you all need us, just give me a call and we'll try to get a chaplain out.
Well,
can you repeat the number one more time?
678-933-8022. And that's my direct number. If it go to voicemail, someone will be checking it. Or you can always send an email to the LIFT, LIFTCDC@yahoo.com. I just want you all to know we still are active.
Well, let me just say this. I 1000% support the chaplaincy program.
Thank you.
See, head chaplain retired, but get this, he built 10 successes.
Yes.
So out of that 10 could come one, and then because there's more training to get done, the
Yes.
extensive training that y'all went through to prepare y'all for moments like this. So as one of the things that great leaders do is they prepare for succession.
Yes.
So things shall come on, and so that they can go do things and other things as well. And absolutely wonderful program. Like I said, I support 1000%. And that was one of my concerns is I'm not only worrying about what's going to happen to the chaplaincy program. And I thank you for being on
Yes.
here and explaining that because it is much needed. Because
Yes.
we have had so few deaths in the last 10 days due to speed,
Yes.
car
Yes.
accidents, and everything else. And
Mhm.
so, and as these families going through,
Yes.
your heart fell out for them. And so this is a very much needed department as, and to you, I hope nobody have to experience this, but when you experience
Yes.
sudden life like that, it does something to you mentally. So, but thank you so much, and thank you for all that you do, and thank y'all for keeping up the great work.
All right. Thank you all too.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
All right.
So, anybody else? What do you have? And so, open
Hi,
forum.
Corey.
Hey, Sister Diane, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you, everybody doing tonight on the call? I have one issue at coming from Banneker High. The stop sign is not flashing anymore. Those stop signs cost $1,400, and it's right there at Morning Creek and Fairwood. That stop sign hadn't been put there but a month and it's not flashing. So can we find out why? That was $1,400.
The guy who was his name, Luis Martinez, he was on the call last week.
Yes.
Yeah, email him. That's the man you talk to right there, specifically.
Tamika, can you put that in the chat? His email, I do not have it, or send it to me.
Yes, is this, would they also report that stuff through See Quick Fix?
They can, yes. And so,
Okay.
I can put it in, I can, is that Miss Collins?
yes. No,
This
that's
was
Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson.
Oh, hey, Miss Johnson, this is Jane. I can put that on C-Click Fix for you, okay?
Okay, take care of it.
All right, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so y'all, I am coming to y'all live at the Atlanta headquarters of the NAACP. So we're down here because you got get out the vote tomorrow and election day. So that's very important now. Like I said, we will be a complete 7-district DS tomorrow. And so unless there's a runoff. And so, but if you haven't voted, go vote. If you have, thank you.
Councilman Reeves, this is Ernestine Sumlin. I wanted to ask a question, please. Are you aware that we have water boys in our district that were or is functioning? They were at the corner of Old National and Flat Shoals on last weekend.
I've heard about that, and this is my stance on this. So this is my stance. Is they out there trying to hustle, things of that nature, I got it, earn a little dollar. My thing is to get with the police and see how can they get permitted and go to the proper channels out there, and and they're constructive in a better way that can be done and executed as they're entrepreneurs in the making, but we can just show them a way of how they can go through the legal process of doing it and understanding the costs associated with that. As I think that'd be a great opportunity that we can do and educating them youth and not necessarily being on the corner. Because my concern is the safety concern as they jet out there, and I know how Old National is, and people just like that, not so hit the brakes sometimes, and so that's my legitimate concern. But I don't know, but speaking of, I see Al on the call today. Thank you much. Our code enforcement on the board. You can give us an update with that. But I do ask a question. Do you have any insight to that of how that we can work with that, or is it something feasible we can work with? And if it's not necessarily on the corner, but having them in a safer location where it's like permitted and legal, Al, can you provide any insight to that?
Well, I mean, they can, I'm not sure if the city has it, but most jurisdictions have what you call a peddler's permit or a door-to-door salesman permit, which basically says it, or a roadside vending permit. It could be one of those three or any, or a combination of. And normally that allows you to say, stand on the side of the corner and solicit funds for, you know, if you say you're the Shriners and they want to stand on the side of the road, collect $1 or whatever, you know, change, that's what you would get, like, you know, one of those type of permits. They will apply. It would say, hey, we're going to be out here from, you know, on Saturday from 10 to 12, you know, or, you know, 8 a.m. to 5, whatever. You know, I mean, and it's normally a nominal charge. I mean, many jurisdictions across the country have them. You know, the issue that is facing is not the matter of them trying to hustle, because we have them out in Stonecrest as well. My concern is the fact that it's a cash business, and those kids will tell you they make $200-300 a day. So,
Right.
You know, so it's a cash business, which means they got cash. Somebody gonna potentially try to rob them because they know they got cash. And then what does that mean? That they probably got a weapon, I got a weapon. Next thing you know, we got foolishness going on in the streets and innocent people getting injured. And so you're right, there's programs out there. I think there's a program up in Baltimore that we're looking at, and I'll try to find it and send it to you, Councilman Reeves, that kind of talked about some of that. But what really needs to happen, honestly, besides police, it's going to take a holistic point of view, meaning a lot of wraparound services, working with the school system, working with police, working with the council, working with entrepreneurs and independent business owners and small business owners in the community to come up with a plan. You know, maybe ARPA funds could be used for grants for them to start a business proposals. I mean, all kinds of, there's different ways to maneuver that. And that's what we're looking at doing, even where I'm at. You know, trying to have like a business plan skills and grants and all that, so they can learn how to learn how to run a business, you know, from that standpoint. So.
Right. And you said something too about that. So we're going to branch out and do that because, see, we also have somebody who's starting a community garden who wants to give kids an opportunity to get into that agricultural and growing activity as well, from ancestry farming and go down a trait. And so those are the things that, and we do have a nonprofit cohort that focuses on business plans and things of that nature. And so the wraparound services, as I just want to be able to, as you say, a holistic deal. So we want to have, first we want them to be safe, and we want a safe environment for all, because, you know, they get to popping off and then here comes the innocent bystander, and that's where the line is drawn in the sand. And so, but Al, do you have anything for code enforcement updates?
Oh, I mean, you know, we're still going through our board. I mean, Ms. Armister is our chair. I mean, I think we meet next week, as a matter of fact. But we're busy. I mean, we're averaging probably about 30 to 40 cases, you know, every 2 weeks, and we're getting a lot of things done. I mean, it's, you know, what we're finding though, honestly, is we're starting to deal with a lot of investors. I mean, as y'all know, the last probably 2 years, mostly investment companies have bought majority of the properties in Metro Atlanta. I think it was like 60% or something like that, or 30%. I can't even remember. But nevertheless, that's what we're starting to see, a lot more investment companies. That's what we're, you know, code enforcement bringing to court. You know, they're doing a good job. We're just, you know, I think, you know, I don't know from a monetary standpoint what we're getting, but it's, you know, we've got a lot of people with substantial fines. I mean, anywhere from $3,000-4,000 on up to like 8 or 9, 10, you know, and, you know, if they're not in compliance, that's what they're going to be charged. And we're holding them to it. And, you know, people are trying to become compliant. The goal is compliance. So most people are trying to become compliant. They just, you know, we're having to go through the process.
So that being said, as I'm going to see, I've been working on some legislation for 2 years, and it's kind of been stellar because, see, as I know, and I did extensive research on this topic, and we're getting ready to face some now, is that I I want to require them to have business license because Invesco gave mine company, a private management firm, $5 billion to buy up the land and come down. And that is around $5 billion now to buy up all the land out there just to turn them into rental properties. So at that point in time, they really cease to exist to be investments or property rights and things of that nature for your personal use. It is a legit business. As Hilton and Marriott are getting into the same buildings, but they're hotel brands and they're required to have inspections. So I want to work with you because I got this legislation I'm gonna send over. I need some assistance in fine tuning this of what we can do and should do, and then put forward because something's got to be done about this. And if they have a business license, that's a little bit different because if we be able to strip their license and they cannot even operate, so they can't even rent it out for anything other than.
Okay.
I want to flesh this thing out holistically. So, because I don't want it to just be on the books. I want something, effective and the things in place that this is going to be legislation that's carried on through, specifically for this purpose. But if we can, we can talk offline about that or something. But
no, that's fine. And some things, because we're actually looking at, that's what I'm proposing, hopefully in the next 60 days with our community development director. We're looking at probably doing a rental housing ordinance. And basically, we're going to require them to get licenses for every unit that they rent. And it's very similar to, sounds like it's very similar to what you're describing. But with that being said, it allows the city to get paid a fee for them to have
absolutely.
every unit, every house, every thing on, and then they have to have a third-party inspection done every year by an inspector that says that place is habitable or safe, and that's what we're looking at doing. So, and sorry if I'm losing y'all through the airport. So.
No problem. But thank you for that update. But see, this is key, and because we're getting ready to launch. Because it's literally been sitting in the attorney's queue for almost 2 years now. As I wrote this 2 years ago, but they're trying to figure out things and going to property rights. But as we just wrapped up the session, I'm about to start actually focusing and honing in on key things that I had in the queue. So as they're materializing at a rate that is, I knew that was going to materialize at. So, but thank you for providing that update.
Assuming that, just connect with me at some point.
Yeah, he's at the airport, so we losing him. So,
I do have a code enforcement follow-up, since you brought up code enforcement. They are doing the demolition process for 5800 Old Bill Cook on Tuesday, November 8th at 9 a.m.
Absolutely. That's another one coming down. And I just say like this, another one bites the dust. So that's awesome. And it's going one at a time. Anybody else? What else do you have today?
Well, while we're waiting for people to bring up their questions, I do have an announcement. The Girl Scouts are doing their food box giveaway. I don't know if anybody remembers it from last year, where we took it to seniors or people who were homebound. So we are looking for 5 to 10 people who are willing to help take food to some seniors. Come by Burdette Gym this Saturday between 1 and 3 and pick up the boxes. They're like the size of 2 shoe boxes put together. But the kids decorate the boxes and put little messages in it for the people that it's delivered to. So I'm getting ready to put the link in here. If you know someone who wants a food box or deserves to get a food box, they can either pick it up or you can pick it up for them. We just need to sign up to make sure we have enough people to give it to. They have about 40 boxes that they're going to give away. So if you know someone, please make sure that you sign up for them or pass it on to someone. Also, the following Saturday, the 19th, they will all, Jalen, the basketball player will be, Kendrick will be giving out turkeys. So that flyer should be coming out shortly. And
Tamiko?
that was it for the moment. I
Okay,
thought
but also
Ms.
too, is, but also on the 12th, I don't know if we submitted all of them, but 10 seniors who are limited mobily as needing through the code cares, because there's also a giveaway at a city event. And so that same day, but through the code cares, is they'll be delivering senior Thanksgiving meals. And I think it was submitted up to 10 names. So if anybody knows of any senior who is mobile challenged, then please submit their names and they'll get a package delivered as well. So through the Thanksgiving meal deal, I think that was 10. Confirm that with the other LS, Tamiko, but I believe it was 10. So you can submit those names as well. But this is the time of the year to give thanks out there to all who came before us and all the people who are, committed in the process to make their environment or their universe better. And so, and take out the time that, and to give thanks that we all get another day to get it right. So, yes, indeed.
Hey,
All right.
Councilman.
And what else anybody got?
Yes, this is Chandra. Hi, everyone.
Miss Sandra, how are you?
I am great. I am new to this beautiful party here. Councilman and to others, I have, and though it's just me that's speaking right now, I have conversed with some of the other residents within my community. There is potential developer activity that is being proposed, and I have huge reservations about it and took it upon myself yesterday to do a background check on the developer and have some concerns and need to know how to what my next step should be at this point, besides laying it at your feet, for lack of a better phrase.
Well, that's all good. And so, as because this is the one that's the meet. They have a planning meeting on this upcoming Wednesday, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so send your information to Derek Cole, who is the director of the CDRA.
Okay.
And you can CC me in on it.
Okay.
And our city manager, Tammy Shadow Jones.
Okay.
And then and we'll follow up and see what can be done, because that's a legitimate concern.
Okay.
As these, for every reason, it's a legitimate concern about them going away after things are done, and we need to find out, well, where they at? And nobody seems to know where they at. So, but yeah, just send that list as soon as you can, and we'll get on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Anybody else?
Councilman Reeves, this is Andre. I'm on the call. I wanted to find out where could I go to get a list of hot spots as far as homeless population for South Fulton? Because I currently do a food and resource delivery in Atlanta, and I'm trying to incorporate it in South Fulton as well.
Good question. You know where that would come from? Our economic department, wouldn't it? But I will follow up with them and see if they
Corey,
do have the information.
Corey, this is Miss McKee.
Go ahead, Ms. McKean.
Do he want to just drop the boxes off because it's behind Walmart and up on 138 up in that little corner across from the gym over there? That's over here on my side. Now over on South Fulton Industrial, it's about where the old Wendy's, Miss Winters used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, that area right over in there. They go behind that old Miss Winters.
Okay. Is there any way that somebody could give me those locations? I'm not really familiar which area she's referring to.
Oh Lord. I can't get the address. 138 in Jonesboro Road. And it's Fit Gym. That's over here on Old National.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Old National at all?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Old National.
Okay, across from our Fit Gym. And those woods over there, there's some people sleep over in there.
Okay.
They
You
also
talking about the women's gym on 138 and
But it used to be the women's gym. Now it's PIT. PHIT.
All right, so I know which one you're talking about. Okay.
Right. Also, if you go behind Walmart, behind the Goodwill.
Behind the Goodwill?
Yes.
Okay.
And right behind those carts, I know they're lading some kids
I
back
did it
there.
already.
I'm sorry.
No, that was somebody else.
I know they're lading some kids back there and a couple more guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but these are some of the just our little hot spots on Old National. Now over on Stonewall Tail, there's the standard service station. If you go between there and the Department of Family and Children's Services, right up in there, there's some woods up in there, some brush.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be up in there too. I know if you just drive by some evenings, you'll see them.
Okay.
And they'll be at the store asking you for help.
Okay, I know which place you're talking about.
But they live behind the store there.
It's behind the tire shop?
Right, across the street from the tire shop.
Okay,
that
I know
little service station.
Okay. All right.
I know it's kind of rough.
Oh yeah, and so send us your information, because also too we have some additional information to give you. Just send Tamika your information and we'll follow up. But I appreciate you looking out for the least of these, as they will always be amongst us, and so as they are deserving of a good meal as well. So, but it's just something that you're going to be doing on a consistent basis. It's not just around. Is it not just around the holiday season?
No, it's every Friday.
Every Friday. Oh, but it is. Every Friday is befitting. That's what's up. Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
send us your information offline.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Councilman
Thank you,
Reeves.
Thank you, Ms. McKee, for that information. What's up?
Okay, Jane Williams. Hey, okay, and I want to make a correction to last week. I told Mr. Martinez that light, that crosswalk light was not up. It is up. It is up at Fairwood and Flashover Road. So want to make that correction. And also, Miss Johnson, which one of these lights you said wasn't working? Because I'm over here now. So which one of these lights is not working?
The stop sign light at Morning and Fairwood.
Fairwood. Okay, Fairwood and what? Benchmark.
Morning Creek and Fairwood.
Okay, I got you. All right, thank you.
Are you saying both of them? Are you saying both of them on both sides not working, or just one on one side?
The one on one side coming from Banneker.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I got it. All right. Thank you.
Hey, Corey, and everyone, on last Saturday, as I'm walking, right there at Morning Creek and Fairwood, I could have been killed. I mean, a car came around that corner from Morning Creek, hit the curb, came back across, knocked down the mailbox. 4 black guys jumped out of that car, running up Fairwood, running up Benchmark to Fairwood. The car had been stolen. Are you aware of that, Corey?
Yes, ma'am. And one of the things is that, because that happens a couple times.
That was
I,
at
I don't know how to mitigate people still in the car, but you know, and then they come out because kids don't know how to drive and just want to I don't know what they call it, but stunting or whatever, you know. Can't overcorrect, and then that happens. But my immediate concern when you were telling the story was, you know, you said you could have got killed. I don't know how in close proximity you was out there, and you witnessed it to
right
happen.
there. I was right there. We just had passed the area, and all of a sudden the car came around the corner.
Right. And so I just have to say, be on alert, as I don't know how to mitigate that. And so, because they came around speeding, and that's what
Yeah,
happens
because they're not
when you
gonna
steal a
station
car.
a police officer over there. They're not gonna do
No, they're not. And we
No,
just have to
but
pray and keep praying.
yeah.
but because we're a technology district, we're launching out that good reads, and it's all things tech and how technological innovations are shaping and so and assisting governments, businesses, and things of that nature, and particularly municipalities, and the things that we can do, that we can see, that maybe not a car's there, but doesn't mean we don't have to not have a set of eyes in that location. So, but we'll be launching on that because I want everybody to be well read or well versed on um, the technological advancements that are happening, how effective they are or are not. And so, as we will watch that, and so it's particularly geared around municipalities. So we're looking at that through our website and through our publications, and as we send out, as we will be having it, just links you can just hit and create and go take to, because I don't want to be. Corey said is no Corey read, and so as but we can all do that, be on one accord, and see, because because I legitimately, outside of that, I literally don't know how to mitigate that, but tracing them, being able to trace them back to where they go to is, you know, we can at least do our part in trying to figure out the source of where they from, because I don't even know how young they are or whatever, but or old they are, but it's some of them kids need what we were talking about earlier, them wraparound services times two. But thank you for that insight. And so, anybody got anything else?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Is this Mr. Durden?
Yes, it is. Greetings, Tamika. I miss you guys.
How you doing, sir? Well, good as well. We miss you too, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. So I heard you mention Derek Hull's name earlier. Since we have not heard from him, what do you suggest our next step ought to be? Anybody can respond, take time out, spend 10 minutes to respond to an email about a meeting they've attended. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And so I remember there was an email and I responded to it, and there's been no response from since that email that I replied back to.
Well, your response was he's being pulled in many directions, but
Right.
that's been a while. So
Well, okay. So now now we got some adequate staff, and so I'll definitely look into that. I would say tomorrow, but they'll be off. But I still send them something this evening.
you know, I think we've been more than patient with this situation, trying to be understanding and all, because what you guys do is not easy.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Durden, and I appreciate your patience through the process. But let's see. Let's just see what we can. Yeah, let me just see what we can do and come up with. And I know that the guy who received, I know, and Balance Wheeler provided a response to that other question about the railroad and stuff, and so I don't know if he was able to see that response there, but we'll get on it. We'll get on it. So because we should be coming to some kind of resolve. Anybody else?
And you're still
Okay.
welcome to some of these California Reaper peppers I got back here.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Well,
Oh
I'll
man,
take
look
some of them. I'll take
stop
some.
by. You can
Jane
stop by
Williams will take some of
anytime.
those. Jane Williams will take some of those.
oh
Okay,
yeah, and so but hold on. Keep. And Chandra, you still on the call?
Yes.
Right. But and Chandra, you still on the call? Because he
I am. I
okay,
heard
I
Carolina
want to make y'all
Reaper, and
to her
I'm like,
because
no.
right. Because Keith got a little. He can get his. He got him a little great little garden back there. Gave me some vegetables. I went and made me some stir fry. So, but she has a garden as well in the back, and so there's no little growth thing. But I want to tell y'all too about this, and so and share the ideas that man can come out of that and about what I dub the Garden of Edens. And so about growing your own. So, but I connect you to later on. But yeah, but
Yes, sir. Because I can't eat them. I cannot eat them all.
So Mr. Durden,
Yes.
this is Chandra Simmons. As Councilman has mentioned, I have a little something in my backyard as well. So I would like to I'm going to direct message you here
Yes, ma'am.
my contact information, and I would like to connect with you, sir.
I can do that. But that's
Okay.
that's what we do. We learn from each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
no problem. And so,
Can I recommend
uh,
that Miss McGee get with you as well? Because she's working on a community garden concept.
I don't have a
Yes,
problem with
please.
work with anybody. I mean, it's kind of what we need to do for many reasons. Save
Okay.
money and it's healthier. And we need to start looking at it from a health perspective.
Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to teach the children about
Yes.
look before they get to the store, how they can grow it in
So
pots and all that good stuff.
God expects us to share our knowledge just like he expects us to share the word.
Yes. And that is so true. And since I was raised on a farm growing everything, I got plenty to share with these young people.
Look, just take my
I'm
number down. Just take my number down because I don't know if I'm gonna get to that Zoom again. You ready?
Yes.
404 408.
You do know that this is being recorded to be put online.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Tamika. Go ahead and just direct inbox me. I'll get to it in a minute. I
I'll
was
send it
actually,
to them directly.
yeah. Actually, I was trying to get my indoor gardening going here. So, all right.
There's no problem. I can just group text all y'all so y'all can just communicate that way if that's gonna be easier. But as you said something about indoor farming, and then Sandra does the aquaponics. Then we have our schools around here. So as I stated, and so because I don't give
Okay,
away
there it
food,
is.
but we do give away grow boxes, and they come with an educational piece. And so this is lovely because now that y'all forming this cohort, it comes right through the cohort, and because that is things that we do need, and when you've got bountiful, you can yield, and then you can share the resources there. So, but thank y'all too. So that's what's up.
Okay.
Yes,
So.
Beautiful.
Anybody got what else? Anybody got something else?
Councilman Reeves. Councilman Reeves.
Yes, ma'am.
Jane Williams. Okay, Miss Collins or Miss Johnson, those lights are working. Did y'all see them when I showed you? Those lights are working. Miss Johnson, those lights are working, okay?
Thank you so
you,
much,
Jane, for
Jane.
going out to track it
We're gonna
down.
start going out on little basil and thyme and stuff.
Yeah, they working. It looks a little faint sometimes, but it's working.
Okay.
Well. Let me just say this, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right now.
And it's gonna be right. It'll be favorable today because
Is it
one
not
of the
working
things
right?
are the solar power, right?
Did you get it?
So when the sun is out at high beam and it's like that, they're gonna be working more effectively at night.
Yeah.
But understand too is that it's strictly on a solar power grid. So, and the amount of energy it harnesses, if it's on a cloudy day, you know, it's it won't do that, but it won't be
Right.
as bright. But like you said, it'll be a little faint. And so, and that's why when we talk about solar things at the house, well, solar and electric still coexist because it's they still need an electrical grid over there to power source functionally. But don't get me to talking. I'm just gonna bring a subject matter expert on here to talk about that. So you know that the person who knows all the technical aspects of it, who can break that down. So that's what we do. Because we just want to give y'all the facts. And so that's what's up. Thank you again, Dan. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
Oh,
so
one more thing, Miss
what's the
Jane.
big-
Yes.
Did you want to tell them about going to the broadband summit?
yes, that's what I was gonna ask about.
Oh yeah, well, I learned a lot. There was a wealth of information from the broadband summit, and you know, we really need now is the time to start planning on to improve broadband. It doesn't have to be just to bring in new broadband, and they even gave us numbers where people could help us, you know, how to get started. And so, you know, we can't wait on, you know, 2 years from now when the money is going to be here, because there are millions of dollars out there, you know, to be captured and gotten by somebody. And I hope that will be the city of South Fulton. So, you know, we have the information, and we would definitely, you know, well, I'll pass it on to Tamiko and she can pass it on to Councilman Reed. So, yeah, and you know, I didn't understand in the beginning how we get the money, right? I didn't know, but now I understand that there are sponsors out there that, you know, can help us. Of course, they'll be getting paid. But so I think we just need to start planning on, you know, where this broadband is needed and get a team together, you know, so that we'll be ready when 2024 gets here.
Absolutely. And so, and thank you, Jane, for that and following up. As let me just say this: it's a team effort. I can't do everything, can't attend everything. But if there's something that is a topic that GMA is giving and the summit that you would like to go to, if you anybody interested in it, send us information, say it. And then so and sign up, we'll sign you up because it's and then, you know, as leaders in the community that y'all are, is we all want to be educated and I still can get this, and when the resources are free out here for people to get educated, and please, you know, and wherever it is. And so we just it'll be a day, sometimes it requires travel, but you know, committed to the process and getting that going. And if you have the opportunity to go, then yes, we send constituents to educations too now. It's because y'all are leaders, y'all go back and take this to the community and have those efforts. As you said, Mr. Durden, knowledge shared and but knowledge applied is the concept that we look for as well. And so thank you all. Everybody, what you got? Look at as Jane, you make your last ditch effort out there. You out there putting out Bodie signs up. I hear you. Okay.
Okay,
Anybody?
Corey.
Yes,
Corey,
ma'am.
one last thing. My children are getting permitted for a food truck. They do pineapple bowls. So we're in the process of doing the paperwork now to get permitted for South Fulton.
Absolutely. And so
we're looking for a commissary. If anyone knows of a restaurant that's not active, we need to rent it out.
well, I know one that's not active. The Blue Marlin.
The Blue what?
The Blue Marlin is not active, but
where's it at?
It's in the Commons Plaza next to Harold's Chicken and Ice Bar.
Oh, really? Okay, we'll be up there tomorrow then.
Yeah,
I'm sure Miss Minta Phyllis knows about that. Does she know about that?
I'm not sure, but you might want to update her.
Okay, well, I'll go up there tomorrow. I'll send the kids up there tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you all.
No problem. But speaking to that though, there is an area that I'm looking at that because people have food trucks and, people want to kiss in their food truck ordinances, and at some of these plazas, they do have a restaurant and a food truck. Like there's a place up off of 7 Tuckers called Prep. And so it's food trucks where they go prep their meals and things of that nature.
Right.
And but they also turn it into, you go up there for lunch or dinner or whatever, turn like outdoor patio seating. But and there's a specific area that might be prime for just that. As a lot of people talk, but they want to sit down restaurants and things. And so those prep kitchens are really can actually be little small, little quaint eateries and restaurants, and you got a variety. So
Okay.
we'll see how that materializes, because as I just can see it, picture it there, but it takes
Okay.
the folks who can make that happen to make it happen.
Okay, we'll talk about it, and I'll talk it over with my kids and try to make that happen.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Corey, this is Sheila. It was a food truck that would be sell tacos on Saturdays, and she stopped. Then I sent her a message. I said, "Why you not in South Fulton anymore?" She said South Fulton don't give permits for food trucks, and that's why she's not over here anymore. Is that true?
Well, we have a food truck. It's an ordinance, but you can get a permit. But that's that's one of the things that I'm working on. But their permit is just it's like for that day or for that time I'll be here and I want something to extend the permit, because I know the taco lady's talking about this because I love them tacos, and so
Yes,
we
you have
have her
great
at our
tacos.
events.
You have to go to Cobb now. She's in Mableton, where she's at on Saturdays, because she can't be in South Fulton anymore because they won't give her a permit to do it here anymore. She can't get a permit in South Fulton.
Well, she comes to our events and things and that do it, but I'm working on the permit. It's a little challenge because it's for that. And I just had this conversation last week Monday, because of that. I know that we have a bunch of restaurants here that they have do food trucks, and I says, why can't they go out here? Because the thing about that she has to go out is she used to go right across the street because she lives right there on Burdett Road. So
yeah, she used to be at the school right there,
right across the street
on Saturdays. That's
and
correct.
on Saturdays, and the crowd that she would attract. I mean, the people. I legit go down there and go get me some tacos.
Me too. So, the best you ever had.
Right. And
wow.
Right, because she's straight from California, and if everybody been there, they understand that it's not. We're not even playing the radio with that one because she legit, and it's but I'm trying to work on extending that, because an extended permit, if they're gonna be right here, they should be able to have that. And in fact, let me just say this, because they feel that we did the chili cook-off in a Burdett Field. In the design, we want to make that area to where that could be food trucks can be pulled up, but I wanted a permit specifically, like if it's a series of events or it's a time deal, because we want to be able to have that to offer the community different options on food choices. And I know I'm always gonna have a vegetarian choice to pull up as well, because I'm a meat eater, but I trust me, I learned to eat.
We gotta eat healthy though. We gotta eat healthy.
Yeah, but I don't understand, how can we have food trucks coming into the city for a day or two a day, and we don't give permits for food trucks? Well, that just don't make sense to me. That's just backwards to me.
Again, that's the question. That's the question I'm asked right there. So because that's a whole problem. But trust me, I'm trying to work through that pressure.
We're having some challenges even putting the paperwork in. We just don't know what to put in, but we're gonna try to put something in, because I got a $100,000 food truck out there.
Well, see, one of the things is it's the ordinance and how it reads, because the kid, they wanted a food truck, then nobody really flushed it out when they did the ordinance, so we're kind of trying to redo it. And so, because they talking about how to have a kitchen or a restaurant to be able to do that, most food trucks don't have a restaurant, so that's why when you say the area, and I'm legit looking at a space, because he trying to address that out there for the permit to kill all of that, but we're trying to redo some of the wording. And that's really to just in a location for an extensive period. So if a food truck gets one for that period, then they could be out there for during that time period, which no other food truck could come unless they're not selling the same deal, but have to go through the same permit process. Because the idea is you're not going to have two fish trucks sitting side by side trying to sell the same thing.
No.
And so right. So, and that's what. Anyway, there's a technical language in the ordinance that has to be redone. So we're
Yeah,
revisiting
so you
that.
know who I'm talking
Okay.
about. That lady will have a line all the way down going Burdett, where people were lined up trying to get those tacos and burritos on Saturday, and all of a sudden she's not there anymore.
Mm.
I mean, the line
Oh.
be wrapped around trying to get tacos.
Well, Corey, y'all
trust
work
me.
on it because I need my food truck running with my kids, and I got about $100,000 in it, and we go to festivals in different places, but I want to do locally around here.
I
Well,
agree.
Well, I only have one focus on doing this, and so as to the events, and you're absolutely right. That's what I said for an extended period. So, but during our summer series, that's definitely going to be utilized. But hey, Twico, is O&D still doing that food truck Friday?
I don't think she is because I had asked her to send me an email.
It was
But I
only
don't- I-
this summer.
Huh?
It was only this summer.
Okay, there's a thing this Wednesday, and I'm gonna see if I can address that because I really I want that. I would like to have that all year round.
Okay.
And but it would have to come from them because, like I said, my focus is one thing, and
I
I'm sticking to
understand.
that. And I'm sticking to that.
Okay.
And that's during our summer series. But even if not, like, see if they don't want to do it, we got the Merchants Association, we got Oneru, the
Right.
Convention Visitors Bureau. There's just different options that we can exercise that should be able to carry these things all through year round. So let's look at that. So
Okay. Well,
all
thank
right.
you, Corey.
So anytime, and so we'll be talking more about that too as well. Thank you, Sheila, for pointing that out as well. So, but yeah, man, now I want some tacos. And so, but however, the Falcons did lose out there. Oh, just by a split hair last second out there. But hey, however, I was at the game, so I did enjoy myself. And
Tuskegee won homecoming this Saturday.
but good as that's all that matters over there. So as y'all did have your homecoming, and I literally thought your homecoming was the week before, and so
Now that
I
was
didn't
the
realize
Magic City Classic in Birmingham the week before.
right, and so and I was just off a week, and so but however, but anyway, but that's all right. And so who played tonight?
Who playing tonight? It ain't the Falcons.
Well, I get that's right.
They play Thursday tonight. Falcons play
I think
Thursday.
it's
Saints and
I
Ravens.
think it's New Orleans and ain't it New Orleans and Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
Yeah, my husband say he thinks so. But the
Okay, well,
Falcons
awesome.
play Thursday night. They play Carolina Thursday. The Falcons and
Oh yeah,
Carolina play this Thursday.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be right there. Oh, and also if y'all get a chance to come out to Fire Station number 8, we're doing a veteran celebration, a fish fry for veterans. So if y'all get an opportunity to come out and stop by if y'all not doing nothing. But I know I'll be at watching the Thursday night game with me a fresh bag of wings, and so because it's the Falcons fan. But it is 7:33. And
Real quick, is there any real quick, is there any updates on that $2.5 billion project off Old National? Is it still moving along? They cancel it or what's anything?
Mr. Durden.
Yes, sir.
I'm just because and forgive us everybody, but I'm gonna talk to him, but because he completely understand what I'm saying. Have you ever seen a site plan for that development? So that's all I'm gonna say right there. So I get it. He knows exactly what I'm talking about, people, man. So I'll let him explain that later. But we gonna get an update to that. I'm supposed to get an update to that. And I'll be able to update you correctly. But I want the authoritative response to be led from.
Oh Lord, here we go with that
leadership.
authoritative response again.
And well,
Okay.
because I just want to say that I want to be said. Corey said no, because we present the facts and I'm saying this and that. And that should come from leadership and staff who's leading that charge.
Okay.
So,
All right, sir.
but I will provide you an update though
All right,
offline.
sir.
So, but we'll
All
talk.
right,
But
sir.
yeah, yes, sir. Thank you much, and thank y'all all for jumping on the call and taking time out of y'all day. I appreciate y'all, and y'all are the best part of the city of South Fulton. Stay encouraged and stay engaged as y'all already do, and I love you. You can't do nothing about it. But just keep the positive mindset of South Fulton, and remember, the future is bright. And thank y'all
Amen.
again. Have a good night.
Good night.